Hello, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu. In this video, we're going to talk about the growth stock list that I follow for the week ending May 8, 2026. For the week, we continue the 6th week of rally. Most major index are making new highs. We did see one minor distribution day on Monday, but the market picked up to, pretty much Tuesday to Friday. We see accumulation more than distribution. We continue to see technology, leading the rally here. Industrials did kind of weaken by the end of the week. Right here, we are seeing the main growth stocks list, roughly around 594 stocks I follow. Out of those, we have 42% in uptrend right now, so it's still a little healthy, 40%. And then for stocks that have already reported, there's roughly about 200 at this moment that have been reported. From those, we're also seeing 46% in uptrend, so also a pretty healthy number. In terms of the top 100 stocks right now, breaking down by sector, we have 48 in technology, increase by 4 stocks. Retail is 6, same industrial 25, so that drops a little bit. Health increased to 7. Commodities dropped quite a bit as well, energy there. And then financial also dropped as well. So here's the spreadsheet. The one thing we are going to change in terms of the timeline here, I have moved the start date to March 30th to now May 8th. So that has been roughly over a month now. So we have enough data to measure the performance, to see who's leading the market in the last 6 weeks or so, 5 to 6 weeks. And here's the stock symbol and the ranking here based on that performance. And then here we see the industry group and sector here. As you can see, we're seeing lots of orange, which are the technology stocks in the top 100 here, followed by industrials, right? Again, industrials are the second sector that are doing well. And then we have some, few financials, few health, very few, like I think only two in the commodities energy area in the top 100. As well as retail. So we're a little in those areas. Ranking at number 1 is MXL in the semiconductor area. We're going to focus on this. We have SITM, ranked number 4. AMD, which we cover in the main market video. Credo, Marvel, STM. Here's Max Linear, symbol MXL, huge run. This is the top performer right now. You can see after the earnings right here, it gaps up, then it starts to pull back. And then we have another big move here and start to climb. And then this week on Wednesday, we have a pullback here again. The next day, we start to bounce and make new high. You can see the ends forming. All these ends, the black dots, meaning there's higher volume. Look at the volume concentration here. And then on Friday, look at Wednesday sell-off, and then Thursday and Friday's volume here, much higher as it moves higher. And Friday with a huge move, 21% move. Definitely extended at this moment because the 10-day is just down here, really low. So, maybe wait for an opportunity. But obviously, this is one of those that got away. If you don't have any, it's just kind of hard to get in at this moment because there's just a lot of risk if it does pull back. Here's another stock that gap out on earnings. Huge move here on Thursday, moving up 27%. And then it actually fall through again on Friday, up 4%. Next, we have STM Microelectronics. This one also have been running pretty strong here. Again, the chips area are just leading the market at this moment. You can see the green line, which is the 10-day. It hasn't really come down to 10-day. This right here was the last recent pullback. And then this one on Thursday, we have another pullback here. But Friday, we quickly reverse and make new high and up 5%. Next, at rank 20, we have ON, ICHR, ALGM, Kohu, DELL, and SMTC, and MTSI. Then we have IMOS and MCHP. This is ICHR. We have a huge move here on Tuesday with the earnings coming out. It did come down, but it did reverse by the end of day, recovering most of the losses. And then on Wednesday, we move on to make new high or closing high. Thursday, we pull back, but once again, it bounced off the lows by the close. And then Friday, we make another new high. So really strong rebound from that pullback. Here we have Allegro Microsystems, ALGM. Again, this one also suffered a huge pullback on the earnings result. It did, however, close near the top of the range and above the 10-day green line here. On Friday, we were able to, it was able to bounce back as well. We're still kind of, trying to bounce back. It's hard to say whether this will succeed. So we'll have to see in coming week. Here's SMTC, Semtech. This one has been moving really nicely this whole week. Didn't really pull back much, so now it's a little bit extended off the green line here. Friday, it did close closer to the bottom of the range, so we'll see if it can hold there or whether it'll pull back to the green line. Here's MACOM Technology Solutions, MTSI. Also, this one didn't pull back much. Tuesday was the last time it kind of came down to the green line here, but very quickly it bounced off the lows, closing near new high again. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it followed through huge moves there. Again, the earnings really propel it much higher on Thursday. Here's IMOS, Chip MOS Technologies. This one also been bouncing pretty strong this week here. Tuesday, Wednesday, we have a gap up. Thursday, we continue. Friday, we make a new closing high once again. We are seeing earnings in 3 days. Next, we have MCHP, Microchip Technology. This one also moving nicely. It did report earnings after hours Thursday. Looks like it. Friday, it did jump in the morning, but it did reverse all the way to low. So this is a negative reversal. So we'll see if it continues to pull back in coming week or whether it finds support. Looking at the rest of the chips, we have Rambus, Form, Manpower, Empower, ASX also making new high, NXPI, Amber, ARM, TXN, LSCC, MKSI, LRCX, AVGO, ADI also making new high, ENTG, KLAC, AMAT also making new high, NVIDIA making new high, TSM, ASML also making new recent high. Here we have ranked number 2, SNDK, SIMO, MU, STX, WDC. These are all in the computer data storage. They continue to do well. Here's SanDisk. This is moving very strong. Continuous momentum this week. You can see it make new high here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday it pulled back, and then Friday a big rebound up 16%. Here's SIMO, Silicon Motion Technology. This one also rising nicely here as above the green line here, making new high on Friday, up 4%. Next we have MU Micron Technology, also bouncing really strong here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday making new high. Thursday pull back slightly, and then Friday we have another new high, up 15% on Friday. A lot of these stocks are really extended at this moment. So be wary about potential pullbacks at this moment, anytime coming soon. Next we have Seagate. Seagate also been moving strong recently. It did have a slight pullback on Thursday. Friday it came out to new high intraday, but it did reverse to the bottom of the range. So perhaps it's trying to find some support level, or it may keep going down. WDC also moving, not as strong as the others, but this one looks very consistent. It has found support at the green line. Now on Thursday it closed in the half upper range, like in the middle range, so that looks good too. And then Friday it actually closed near the top, up 3%. Here we see rank number 3 PENG in the hardware peripheral, DELL as well, EXTR in the networking, DGII in the networking, RAM, tech services, and BZ in the internet content. This is Penguin Solutions. This is also related to memory chips, and look at this big move here as well. It's been rising very strongly and making new high on Friday, up 13%. Here we see DELL also moving really strongly on Wednesday, big gap up and big move, daily move. Thursday it pulled back slightly. Before Friday it looked at another huge move, 13% on Friday. Definitely looks extended at this moment. We have Extreme Network, EXTR. This is breaking out a big cup, really huge cup. It's been coming back on the right side. We did have a slight pullback Wednesday and Thursday, but Friday once again it proves it can break out to new highs and up 2% on Friday. And for the week, software also doing pretty good. We're seeing some leaders here breaking out as well on new high. Datadog, TWLO, PDFS, Crowd, Stripe, Works here, and so on. Feel free to check out the rest of this on the list. We have Gen here and VRSN also making new high. This is DDOG making a huge jump on gap up on earnings here. On Friday, it was able to fall through with another 6% gain. We are very close to breaking to new high. 201.69 is the previous high. Here we have TWLO. TWLO also been breaking out from earnings on the previous week. It continued to climb higher. We had a small pullback here on Wednesday, but then it quickly recovered on Thursday and bounced to new high. And Friday it also fall through with another new high. Here's PDFS Solutions, very volatile earnings report here after, in terms of it went down really hard in the morning, but it closed all the way at the top here. That is incredible, making a new high at 51.63. Next we have CRWD, CrowdStrike here. This one also starting to build up the right side of the base, moving really fast. We see that on Thursday it was able to gap up, and on Friday we fall through with a 4% gain. Next we have Vortex in the financial software area. This one has been bouncing on the earnings as well Thursday, and Friday also fall through with another 1.7% gain. Next we have the fiber optics group here, VIAV, CIEN, and LITE. Looking at VIAV Solutions here, we are seeing a pullback here. Also on Friday, even though it tries to bounce, it couldn't. It's only up 0.3%, so that is a negative. This is CIEN also pulling back on Thursday and Friday. It didn't make much of a move, even though it's up 1.7%. It is close at the bottom of the range. We have Lumentum, LITE. This one also pulling back Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday it didn't able to make too big of a move, closing in the middle range, but it is still below the green line here, so that is also another negative. Next area we're going to look at is industrial, and specifically in the electrical related area. We have Flex here, ranked number 6, making new high, VSH. We also see TTMI, POW, PHE, Cohere, MET, GLW, GNRC, VRT, and other ones here. Feel free to check it out. Here's Flex here. This one had a huge move again, another earnings gap up, and then closing at the top range. Thursday we pulls back slightly. Friday we make another new high. This is extremely strong, with a 6% up day on Friday. Next we have V-shape VSH. This one also moving nicely here. Did have a pullback on Thursday. Again, once again it proved this another stock can climb to new high on Friday, so the bounce is really strong. It is expecting earnings coming out in 4 days. Then we have Corning here. So Corning didn't have a good earnings reaction, but we have quickly found support here at the red line here, which is the 50-day, and since then it's been slowly bouncing. And then we did have another huge move here on Wednesday after some partnership here with NVIDIA, and Thursday, Friday continued to move higher. However, Friday it did close at the bottom of the range at 2% higher. This is generic holdings, symbol GNRC. This one also has gap out earnings and slowly moving higher. So far this week, it hasn't really pulled back much, and it continued to make new high at the end of the week. Next, we have the building area at rank number 9 with STRL, LGN, MWH, and so forth. Looking at Sterling Infrastructure, we did have a huge bounce off another gap up here earnings. It closed at the top and then fall through the next day on Wednesday. Thursday it did come back under the intraday low of the previous day, Wednesday, so that was negative. But Friday we're starting to find support here, so that looks good as well. So we'll see if we can. It most likely may go sideways as the green line is starting to come back up. Here's LGN. This one also have a nice move here on Tuesday. Wednesday it followed through. Thursday it did pull back pretty hard. Again, Friday it found its footing, up 2.5%. This is Soft Energy. MWH is the symbol. This one has broken out of this IPO base. It's been climbing steadily. As you can see here, the green line, it constantly finds support near there. Again, this week, Wednesday, Thursday, pull back. We found that support at that low on the near the 10-day, and then we bounced from that low, and then Friday we were able to fall through and bounce again, up 2.4%. Here are the remaining industrial stocks, ranking at 15 with XMTR making new high. We also have ATS making new high, MPO making new high, CMP here, TRS, and ECO. Feel free to check out the rest of the stocks in the industrial group. Again, this is the second biggest sector with that are helping with this rally. Here's XMTR breaking up out on really high out this previous high and making huge volume update on earnings here. And Friday again we fall through with almost a 2% up. ATS here in the machinery group. This one also bouncing nicely here on Tuesday. Very strong move breaking out to new high and then able to fall through on Friday. Here's another machinery stock, MPRO, symbol NPO, also bouncing on Tuesday. This one also has earnings out. And then Friday we also closed near the top of the range, making new high. This is chemicals basic stock here, Compass Minerals, symbol CMP. Huge volatile move here after the earnings on Thursday, but able to continue to bounce back. And then on Friday, we did have a new high, but it did reverse, so very volatile at this moment. Here's TRS, trimmers in the containers packaging. This one is moving up nicely here. It is breaking out. Friday, it did close in the middle range, up 2%. Here's Okeanis Eco Tankers, symbol ECO in the transportation ship area. This one slowly rising after kind of this rough cup with handle base here, moving out here. It is reporting in 4 days. Next in the health group, we have don't have many stocks here, but the stocks that are in uptrend are also making new highs here. So that looks good. We have HNGE, STH, UNH, KNSA, DIVA, INDB, TGGX, ETON here, WST, PDSG, and PNTG. Here's this is Hinge Health here, symbol HNG. This is bouncing on earnings here, making new highs, starting to show ends. Very powerful move so far. It keep closing at the top of the range. Next we have Extrana Health here. This one also gap out on earnings on Friday after a nice rally here as well, so it definitely look extended at this moment. Here's United Health. This week it building this nice handle here, and on Friday it was able to break out up 2%. Here's KNSA, Kiniksa Pharmaceuticals. This one has been moving nicely above this green line, still holding on and making new high on Friday. Here's DVA Davida, also reporting earnings here. Huge gap up, breaking out a long base here. That's a big move. And then Thursday and Friday it continue to fall through to new highs. Next we have TG Therapeutics here, also bouncing on earnings. Huge move here, starting to come back on the right side of the base. Thursday fall through. Friday it did reverse down just 0.3%. So we'll see if this can keep going. Next we have WST here, also breaking out of this cup with nice handle here on the right side, slowly moving up, and Friday it was able to break out. Next we have Bright Spring Health, PTSG. This one also gap up on earnings, moving nicely and pull back on Tuesday. However, it did come out on Friday and making new high once again. Here's Pentagram in the home and nursing care, bouncing out on earnings, very big move, making new high. Friday it did reverse from another new high intraday, so we'll see where it is as it is extended at this moment. Next we're looking at the retail sector here. We have Roku here at the top, making new high. Chef, WRBY, WMG also making new high. We have Tesla, which we cover in the main market video, moving to new high, recent high. KC here, LEA and MNST also making new high. Down here we have ISG bouncing, NWS and PM, all those are also bouncing to new high. Feel free to check out the rest of the stocks here. Here's Roku moving nicely after the earnings here. This move breaking out to new high, and then we can continue to fall through. On Friday we make another new high with 2%. Next we have Chef Warehouse, also gap up on earnings here, breaking out, and after that it continued to fall through. Thursday we had a slight pullback but rebound very strongly intraday and close very higher, and Friday we have another fall through. We have Warby Parker here. This is eyewear store. This one also been very choppy, but it did come out again on earnings gap here, and Friday we fall through. We are very close to the traditional previous high buy point here. Then we have Warner Music Group also reporting higher earnings reaction here, breaking above all the previous downtrend line here, and then we are getting close to a new high as well. Here's Casey. This one also continued to make new highs. They did pull back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have a nice bounce again, near new high once again. We have Lear Corp LEA. This is in the super mini market area, bouncing on the right side of this base, looking pretty good. We'll see if we can come out. We have Monster Average. This is also bouncing really strong here on earnings on Friday. It did try to come out of the new high, but it did close under that. Still up 13%, so we'll see if we can fall through next week. Going to the last area sector, which is the commodities and energy area, we do see lots of mining stocks here. And we don't see much oil and gas here anymore as they kind of pull back very strongly this week. But even with the mining, they're still below the moving average, so most of them are in downtrend. But the ones that are in uptrends at the top here, we have MP and STLD here, and then we also have SVM. So here's MP. It didn't do well after the earnings report. It did reverse intraday, so that's not a good sign. This is Steel Dynamics. We're trading tightly recently after breaking out, and then it moves higher. But right now, once again, we have pullback, and again, just trading tightly above the short-term moving average. We'll see if we can find any momentum to bounce off here. Here's SVM in the silver area, and this one is Silver Corp. It did try to bounce back out, but it did pull back on Friday before closing in the middle of the range. So we are very close to new highs, so we'll see what happens next. Last sector we're going to go through is financial area. Also not the strongest sector, but we do have a few stocks here still moving, making new highs here, and then there's some that are still in uptrend. So we'll see if it can, continue to gains momentum. At the top here we have CISO, OSG, and then beyond that we have XYZ, MRX making new high, ARES and BOW. Feel free to look through this. We have CPay, BLK also bouncing to new high. Here's CISO. So CISO have a report earnings bounce out very strong. It did reverse and close near the lows. Unfortunately, Friday it also followed through on the reversal downside as well, and closing at 3% down. So right now the 10-day is slowly moving up. Maybe it'll catch up to it. We'll see. Here we have OSG, Octave Specialty Group, also bouncing on earnings here. Again, suffer another pullback on Friday. We're still way above the 10-day. We'll see if this can gain momentum. Here's Block, XYZ is a symbol. It also came out on earnings, so it did close at a new recent high, so that looks pretty good. Here's MRX, also bouncing on earnings here. It was a very volatile day, but it did come back up, and on Friday it made another new high, so that's might be worth paying attention to. Next we have IRS Management Corp. This is slowly bouncing back after the earnings report, so that's riding above the 10-day, also very good momentum. Here's Bullhead Specialty, also bouncing really strong after the earnings report. It is clearing the black line 200-day moving average. This looks really good. Thank you for watching this episode. Again, we're seeing technologies, the orange color, dominate the top 100 here, with industrial being second place. The rest, there's a few stocks here and there, but really these are the two groups that are leading the market. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until next time.